Hello everyone. It was one of those days, so I kind of wanted to do a rant video about a topic that I've been thinking about. So I first got introduced to this topic due to a video from Teal Swan about periods. And I know that sounds a little weird, but you're probably gonna understand this concept. If you are an NF, you're going to know exactly what I mean whenever I start explaining this. And if you're not, this might just not be the video for you. You might think I'm talking crazy talk. But anyway, periods are a natural cycle that women go through each month. But the whole world is based around cycles, like the cycles of the seasons and like different energy cycles. And I think that for people that are in tune with their intuition and with their feelings, they're more in tune with the natural cycles of the earth, and they might seem moodier, especially to thinkers. They might, because thinking and sensing is a lot more consistent. You go to work every day at the same time, and you get off at the same time, and you have the same routine, and you should have the same amount of productivity each day. You should have somewhat consistent output each day, and it should be increasing slightly each day. That is one energy of the world. But another is cyclical, moody, irrational. And I think that if you are an NF, you are probably in tune with this part of yourself that is cyclical and is irrational. Maybe you are at work one day and you just know, I'm not gonna write anything good today. Like, it's just not in me. I just don't feel like my greatness is gonna flow out in this area. Or there might be another day where you're at home and you have time off and you just come up with the best idea that you've ever had that's gonna make a lot of money. I don't know. If you are in tune with this NF, creative, irrational part of yourself, then you are going to act more like the seasons, or like a woman's cycle, where sometimes you are fertile and sometimes you are not. But you have to trust that it is a cycle. But unfortunately, the world we live in is a lot more rigid and expects rigidness from us. This has been very hard for me throughout my life because I want every single action I take to be 100% inspired, positively inspired. I want it to be authentic to how I actually feel in that moment. And this does not mean I'm lazy. I'm actually quite internally driven. I'm not very externally driven in that way. Like, I just know I want to be great, and so I'm going to put in the work in order to get there, but I don't want to have to put in the work at the same amount each day. Some days my energy levels are different, and some days my output is going to be way more than on other days. And it just feels really creatively stifling to be constrained to this sort of idea of time. And I know that probably sounds like such a douchey thing to say, but if you think that, if you aren't following me, like, feel free to click out of the video. I know that there are some of you out there that know what I mean by feeling constrained by time itself. Why should I be judged based on how many hours I clock on a situation whenever the energy that's being exchanged doesn't even necessarily relate to the time? Like, let's say you're getting to know someone romantically and your feelings don't relate, or they don't match up with the amount of time that you've been putting in. Maybe you've been dating for a long time, but you don't feel that spark. Maybe you just met someone and you feel that spark. that energy that's being exchanged has nothing to do with the time you put into it. And what if you are working on your business, or what if you're a writer and you take 2 weeks writing a chapter of a book and it just sucks. It's not your best chapter. And then you write another chapter in a day when you're feeling really inspired. Creativity cannot be predicted, and creativity cannot be manufactured like an assembly line. You have to just, creativity happens whenever you're connected to that flow, that irrational cycle of your energy. Creativity is authentic, and creativity isn't consistent. What if, and this is really cheesy, wait for it, what if we expected the sun to shine every day? What would that mean? That we would not appreciate the sun when it's out just because of the days it's not out? And for those of you into astrology, I'm a Leo, and I really relate to this as a Leo, since Leo is ruled by the sun. And it's very comforting to me to think that people don't hate on the sun for the days that it's not out, because they get so much out of the sun being out that, I don't know. I don't know if that even makes sense. If you're a Leo and you understand what I'm talking about, comment below. Anyway, today I've been very frazzled. I could just tell. I just sort of knew all day, like today I was not going to be very productive. I was thinking about 15 other things. And okay, if you're in tune with astrology and what's going on right now, then you probably know that there's the Saturn transit that just happened, and there is a bunch of planets about to go direct, including Uranus. And I'm feeling Uranus right now. I'm feeling very Uranus. And what's interesting about me is that I've found that as I've grown, I become more and more in tune with this like irrational, sporadic energy. And as a J, I don't know how to deal with it, because I want to have a process for everything I do. But I really do feel like some of my best work comes whenever I least expect it. Like, you guys know, I've been trying to make this series about INF, not INF, every type. I'm doing a series about every type and their mental health and how that relates to how they express their personality type. And I'm really excited about this. And I promise you, I will get those videos out. But oh my goodness, I don't know if it's just the holiday season that I'm picking up that energy. I just feel so not productive. Like, in the last few videos you've seen me do, probably the past 2 weeks, have been for emotional expression. I have not really, like, the videos I've done the last 2 weeks have not really been for you guys. It has been for me getting thoughts out of my head so that I can focus on other things. And I'm just waiting for the day where I feel like I can be productive. And I feel like it's gonna happen once these planets go direct. And and once the new year starts and things dial down. But I've just been feeling incredibly, like, my body, everything is just like, you need to relax. You need to relax. And it sort of happens where I always try and deny that and be like, no, I don't want to relax. I have things to do. I have things to say. I have people to talk to. I have things to express. I've got goals I need to reach. But sometimes you cannot force your body to continue moving if it doesn't have anything to take you. You know, your body is your vehicle. you know, it's like a car that's out of gas or something. Anyway, that being said, I hope that this video made you think a little bit about the way that society is built and the structures that we have socially and economically and like legally even. And how does that set up creativity? How does it enable or disable creativity? And I personally would like to create a world where more people are either freelancers or work remotely or run their own business or are solving problems that they super care about, so that productivity could be even higher than ever, because all of the productivity will be inspired by and backed by positive force. And I don't know, like a world where everyone can be true to their own creative energy and not feel like they have to suppress their creative energy, or I don't know. But either way, I don't think the system really allows, like, there's not enough time, there's not enough for people that say that they need like a mental health day, or that they don't want to do this today or whatever, and for people that want to stay in tune with their emotional guidance system, they might look lazy, or they might just look kind of confusing to people that don't really follow that. And I mean, just think about it. We have a 7-day week, and that is completely arbitrary. Someone created that. We have a 2-day weekend that is completely arbitrary. There are some Saturdays where I want to be working. There's some Wednesdays when I don't want to be working, like, but basically we all have to work Monday through Friday and then take off Saturday, Sunday. We don't, like, I would so much rather be working on something that I really care about, that I could be working on at whatever time of the day I feel like doing it, and not working whatever part of the day I feel like not doing it. And I feel like I'm on the path to being my own boss and being able to do that. And I know I'm only 23, and like, I'm already lucky that like I've only been in startup environments that offer flexibility. But, and I'm not even like complaining like about really anything. I'm just sort of observing the way that the world is. Like, I'm like mad at like the fact that we have weekends and that tell us what to do, and you know, I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like people expecting things of me. I don't like the fact that I have to like prove myself to prove that I'm being productive. I don't want to have to prove anything to anyone. I just want to stay true to my creative energy, my flow, my intuition. I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to have to like prove it to you or explain it to you. I want to feel inspired 24/7 and take action on my inspiration. So anyway, those are just some thoughts running through my head. I hope that this was interesting to some of you, and I hope that some of you related. Maybe if you do, please comment, and have a wonderful evening.